Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to Chocolate Covered Pages. I'm Kiona, and in today's video, this is a special one for me, y'all. This is actually my last year in my 30s, and I have been really reflecting a lot, okay, because of that. And it has me thinking a lot about my reading, things I want to get done before I hit 40. But specifically, it has had me thinking about my reading journey and how far I've come and where I want to go in the future in my 40s. Like, what kind of books am I going to be reading in my 40s? I don't know. Stuff like that excites me. And it had me thinking about what was I reading back in the day? I have a pretty good idea, but I thought it would be dope to pull up my Goodreads because I've actually been tracking my reading on Goodreads since 2008, and it just so happens that I was 21 in 2008. So we are going to, I don't know, possibly drag my former self. Listen, I evolved, y'all. As you can see, I evolved. So we're going to look and see what books was I reading, what kind of books was I reading. I'm also curious to see, am I going to remember any of these books? Because that was an interesting time in my life. It was a time where I had just gotten back into reading, so I was just starting to devour everything. So, without more talking, let's get straight into the video. All right, y'all. So let's take a look. Now, I have scrolled all the way down for the most part because I want to get past the books that I wasn't tracking in real time. Just because I started tracking my reading in 2008 doesn't mean that that's when I started reading. You know what I mean? So I made the Goodreads account. I was already reading before that. So let's go to the ones that I was tracking in real time. Okay, so Conception by Kalisha Buchanan. Yeah, definitely. I remember having high hopes for that one, but it didn't work out for me. Confessions with the Fat Girl, I really enjoyed that. I think that was one that was like a surprise for me because it was just such a random author that, as you could see, like when I was 21, I wasn't reading too many authors that weren't black. So I don't know. I cannot remember what made me pick up this Liza Palmer book, but I remember I really enjoyed that. Seduction by Geneva Holliday, aka Bernice L. McFadden. I mean, apparently I just liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. Shades of Jade by Gloria Mallet. Yes, I remember really enjoying this. I would not be opposed to going back to it. Nappily Faithful, which is book 4 in the Nappy series, looks like I just thought it was fine. The Black Door by Velvet. I remember liking the concept of that book because it was like it was like one of the first of its kind where you had where you got like a special invitation and it was kind of like erotica. That's all I really remember. But you know, the plot must not have been plotting. The Warmest December, Bernice McFadden. Apparently I liked it, didn't love it. We all know I love Sugar by Bernice L. McFadden, and I know that I read Sugar before that was my first Bernice L. McFadden, and then I went on to devour the rest of her catalog. So I know I read Sugar first. My Daughter's Boyfriend by Sidney Rags. I remember Sidney Rags used to a matter of fact, I do still have some Sidney Rags in this library. Sidney Rags always had like the messiest titles. Like, okay, My Daughter's Boyfriend, My Sister's Husband. Like, it was always some title to just, get your attention. Apparently, I thought it was just, I liked it. It happens. Player haters, I ain't like that, apparently. I do remember being a Carl Weber fan at the time, though. Fever, Geneva Holiday. Again, I liked it. I think what I was hoping for was more of the Bernice L. McFadden, and I probably was just disappointed. I do recall back then I wasn't a big romance fan, so that could also have played a very big part in it. I was looking for the historical fiction Bernice L. McFadden, and I got the romantic Bernice L. McFadden. So those, I do have the new covers, so I'm very much open to rereading that. Upstate by Kalisha Buchanan. I just think that author was not for me. You see, I done tried her twice. I tried her twice and it didn't work out. See, as you can see, like, I don't have a problem with giving an author a second chance. Now, I think that's the last Kalisha Buchanan that I have ever read, because I think by then I was kind of done. Something Naughty by Delilah Dawson. I don't remember that, but looks like some kind of erotica. Sasha's Way. I remember loving this book. You see, I gave it 5 stars. I just remember with Sasha's Way is that she was like a counselor of sort to abuse women, and then she just started taking matters into her own hands. Like, that's an old banger. I'm telling you, I have a strong feeling that if I were to read that again, I would still love it. I think I would still love it. Obviously, I've read other books that are like that, but like, it's such an OG. Just Too Good to Be True by Elin Harris. Apparently, I thought this was just okay. Now, I know that I really enjoyed Any Way the Wind Blows. But I think this was one of the later releases from him, and I clearly didn't care for it. Candy Liquor by Noir. You going to see? I know you're gonna see some more noir on this list, because I was a fan. I was downright a fan. Okay, Candy Liquor, Thong on Fire. What else? There's some other books, but I was reading those, and I'm telling you, I was at the library all the time, and I remember I used to my coworker would be like, what books did you get from the library? And I'd be like, Candy Liquor, Thong on Fire. She really got a kick out of me reading Thong on Fire. Okay, so Be More Careful, Shannon Holmes. That's an OG. Gangsta by Kawan. I am always been a Kawan fan. No surprise there. Still Dirty, Ricky Stringer. 3 stars. Apparently, I was always not that easy to please. So here we are. Desperate Hoodwives by Misha Mink. 3 stars. Camilla's Roses. Okay, I did like that. China Black by Keisha Irvin. Oh, I could swear I had liked this one. I guess not. A Piece of Cake, Cupcake Brown. I really enjoyed that book. I'm surprised I only gave it 4 stars. Like I said, I was a tough critic. Sitting in the Front Pew by Perry A. Brown. I was also reading, I also used to be a really big fan of Christian fiction, so that makes sense. Scenes from a Sister by Lolita Files. Okay, I just liked it. Bad Girls Burn Slow. I remember the cover of this. Clearly, I didn't care for it too much. The Secret Life of Bees. Okay, I just liked it, I guess. Nasty Girls. Listen, let me tell you something. I was a urban fiction queen. We talking about urban fiction? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know about that. I know about the urban fiction. Okay? Been reading it. Twisted by Tracy Brown. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Never Enough by Miasha. Now, I know this is a sequel to Secret Society. And I remember I liked Secret Society. So, clearly, I thought the sequel was not great. Mama's Baby, Daddy's Maybe. Nothing Special to Me. A Project Chick by Nikki Turner. Nothing Special to Me. And then I read Twilight by Stephenie Meyer. Now this is an outlier. This Twilight literally just came out of nowhere. Imagine that. Clearly I was in my urban fiction bag, and then all of a sudden Twilight was all the rage, and I was like, well, I gotta get in on this. And clearly I enjoyed it. Poison by Katie Harris. See, just like In Bed with Her Boss, Brenda Jackson. I used to really enjoy office romances. Like, for some reason, very specifically, office romances I liked. But romances in general, I wasn't super crazy about. Like regular romances. I don't know. I don't know why. Unless it was like it had like a urban thing to it. Shameless Hood Wives. I did enjoy that. Grinding. I remember the cover to this. I might actually. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I may have some of these titles still in this room. Yes. If you would like to see them, let me know, and I would be happy to do some kind of tour of sorts, or let y'all see what my OG urban fiction books look like. Because I haven't really seen some of them in quite a while. Eve by Kawan. That might have. Yeah, I think at this point I have realized that I enjoyed Kawan's writing, and I just started, picking up some more. Walter Dean Myers. I don't know what made me pick up a Walter Dean Myers at 21, but I know when I was younger, I really enjoyed Walter Dean Myers' writing. So maybe I was just trying to feel nostalgic. Mommy's Angels by Miasha. I clearly was a fan of Miasha. A Child Called It. I remember picking this up because somebody recommended it to me. They said it was a crazy book, and clearly I liked it. But I think it was, from what I remember, it was one of those oh my gosh, those type of books. I don't think anything good happens in this book. Guilty Pleasures, Donna Hill. The OG. G-Spot. Noir. Noir. I never knew how to pronounce that name. Married to the Game. I wasn't impressed. A Gangster's Girl. Wasn't impressed. Dirty Game. Oh, I didn't care for that. Okay. Clearly, I was just rolling through Tuna Cheese catalog here. And Eric Gray. It's like Candy, Dirty Red. Yeah, I had me some Vicky Stringer. Brenda Thomas. Every Woman's Got a Secret. A Taste of Honey. I like that one. Clearly 5 stars. I do remember reading that. I don't remember what it was about though. But you see how. Oh, okay, we're getting past. Let's stay here. You see how I start to add another YA book to my reading, Private by Kate Bryan. Because I remember thinking I do like books set in like a high school. I always had like Gossip Girl, Sweet Valley High. I was always such a big fan of series like that, and I think I was trying to get that back. Clearly, I didn't get it back with Private by Kate Bryan. I just liked it, And another Miasha, Diary of a Mistress. I just in that looks like the last one. Yes, because then that goes into 2009. So that was it. That was not super surprising, but still very interesting to me. I would not be opposed to reading some of those again, for sure. Especially that Sasha's Way. I remember being blown away by that book. And it's probably going to be hard as hell to get a copy of it. I know I don't have that one here. That one I definitely came across when I was in the library. And it's interesting because back in those times, obviously, like, social media wasn't as big as it is now. And obviously, like, I had just gotten to Goodreads. I don't know what year Goodreads had started, but it was fairly early on when that website was made. So there wasn't a lot of places where you could get book recommendations and stuff like that. So you would have to, how I used to get my books in New York. I don't know how you would do it if you were in another state, but in New York, specifically in Brooklyn, you'd go downtown and they would have the guys out there selling the books on the table. You know how people sell like CDs and DVDs? Well, how they used to sell CDs and DVDs like outside on the tables. They literally had books on the tables. And that's what you would do. That was the bookstore. You would peruse, especially if you wanted Black authors. You wanted those hood books. You wanted that urban fiction. Those were the plugs. You went to downtown, or if you lived in Queens, you went to Jamaica Ave, and you would see the guys out there with all the books. And I'm telling you, I could not step foot downtown or the Ave without looking for the guy who got the books. And I'm telling you, I would not just get one, I would get a few. I would have to re-up for for the next time, And I was literally devouring them. I had like two friends that I was cool with at the time online, and we would swap books amongst each other. I would get them because, I was the only one who lived in New York, and we would just, sharing the books. Another way that I was able to get to find books was obviously going to the library. When I tell you I am a library girl, like I've been going to the library since I was little. Like, you wouldn't even believe the age was so young, and I was walking to the library by myself like, oh, I'm going to go get some books, and you would just peruse the shelves. And that's how I found Sasha's Way. That's how I found Sugar by Bernice L. McFadden. It wasn't recommended to me. You literally went into the library and you just looked around. And when I would find a book that had a Black person on the cover, oh, it's going home with me. It was always going home with me. You let me see a Black person on the cover, especially a Black woman, I'm taking it home. So, because the author of Sasha's Way, I don't think he wrote anything else. I gotta look him up. But yeah, not a super popular author. I just literally came across it and I was like, this looks good. And it just ended up being so good. So good. So, yes, that was 21-year-old Kiona. Listen, I'm not embarrassed, so that's good. We didn't see no fantasy though. We ain't see no literary fiction. We didn't see, because I was just very much strict on these is my genres. I do a little erotica mixed with my urban fiction. I was very much, this is what I like and this is what I'm gonna do. I don't know, it makes me feel nice, like looking to see like where I've come. If you have enjoyed taking this look back with me, make sure you give me a thumbs up and hype the video. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe and check out my other videos. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.